The chair now recognizes Ms. Randall for 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Mr. Sherer, for joining us today with your testimony. I am grateful that we've had some discussion today about the energy needs in the Pacific Northwest and Washington State, and I look forward to hearing more from the NESPER's perspective on House Bill 2073. But I did want to follow up on the conversation around energy costs and reliability for folks in Washington and Oregon. And we've seen recently some significant cuts to green energy projects and energy subsidies for low-income families, in addition to some further proposed cuts. And this may be in somebody else's hallway, but I wanted to give you the chance to answer whether you think that the cuts to LIHEAP, the low-income energy program, will impact costs for working families in the Pacific Northwest and across the country.
I'm not familiar with the cuts that you're referring to, ma'am.
Okay. I think the answer is yes. I think we'll see an increased costs for low-income and working families due to those cuts. I wonder if, in the energy and water bill that we'll be voting on tomorrow, we see some slashes to the Department of Energy's energy efficiency and renewable energy programs, $1.6 billion or 47%, eliminating resources that provide for clean, affordable, and secure energy, ensuring American leadership in the transition to the clean energy economy. Do you think that might increase costs for low-income and working families and for American families across the country?
Congresswoman, I can't speculate what budget cuts to another department are going to do.
Yeah, understood. I think we'll probably see an increase in cost there. There also proposed revocation of $5.1 billion of the bipartisan infrastructure law resources from the Department of Energy's program, then support hydrogen, direct air capture, carbon dioxide. I know you won't be able to speculate on another agency's cuts, but I think as we talk about the impact and the necessity for energy and the understanding of the Department of Interior, we should also be looking holistically at what agencies across the administration are doing. And what I'm seeing is significant barriers to green energy science and significant cost drivers for middle class and hardworking families in the district. In the Interior Appropriations Bill, there are proposed cuts to funding to states for drinking and wastewater infrastructure by $1.7 billion, shifting more of the burden onto families. Might that drive up some costs for folks across the country?
I think, again, you're referring to another agency's budget and the EPA, and I am not able to comment on that.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us today, and I appreciate your perspective. I'm not advocating right now for any dam breaching. I'm not advocating for us to make one decision or the other, but as we're exploring a policy that will ban science on the issue, I think we should be really clear-eyed about what other policies might do to energy costs in addition to the science we're not going to do around the impacts of the dam running or not running. I think there's a lot of deference given to what ratepayers will feel if we divert this baseload power, and I'm not disputing that. You know, representing many small energy companies and public utility districts in the Pacific Northwest, I'm very thoughtful about those impacts on my community, but I think there are significant additional impacts that should be part of this discussion too, the increased costs on working families that we are seeing. So thank you, Madam Chair.